Hi guys. Well, things being how they are and everybody staying home all of the time right now, doing your civic duty and keeping yourself safe and keeping from passing on the uh, the disease that seems to have descended upon us. It looks like we've got a week or six that we're going to end up working from home or staying home or, just maybe fighting off the boredom in your own domicile. Anyway, I just thought that, maybe I could put out a little bit of extra content that isn't necessarily just watches and stuff. It's just, just me being me. I'm not going to go to a whole big thing trying to get it edited and all of that stuff. I'm just going to kind of put it up there. And if you're bored and want something to watch, then by golly, I'm just going to try to help you out with that. So anyway, don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I play guitar. This is my latest love of my life as far as guitars go. It's a 1957 Martin D-18, and it's had the braces scalloped in there like they used to do back in the pre-war days, and so it gives it a little bit more clear bass and other stuff. Anyway, I just fell in love with it. I don't know. I'm not the best guitar player in the world. I've been kind of fooling around with guitars for quite a while. Anyway, this is the love of my life. It was funny. I went to the Alamo guitar show down in San Francisco a few months back, and it's a place where just all kinds of dealers and stuff go to sell their guitars and stuff. It's kind of a traveling show, and so you can play some pretty amazing guitars. And I was looking for a Gibson G200, that big, super big fat bodied thing, because I like a lot of real good bass, but I also wanted the sharp, clear highs and midtones that you get from having a maple body. And so that's what I thought I wanted. Well, that is what I wanted. But those things are hen's teeth, and I couldn't believe it. There was 1,000 guitars there, and they didn't have, they had one of them, and it was like a 1934, and it was, 14,000 or something. And yeah, that was a little bit out of my price range. So anyway, I went through and I played, some amazing guitars, 100-year-old Gibsons, with these huge fat necks that are kind of a big weird V shape and stuff. It just, very cool guitars. And I was looking, for something like that, and I probably played 50 guitars. I played things like the Husson Dalton and just a ton of different Gibsons and stuff. I'm kind of a Gibson guy because the necks I just find they do the necks better than anybody else for my old fingers. And but I did play a few Martins and stuff, and it was getting near, we'd been there the whole day, and it was getting near the end of the day, and I picked this guy up, and I started playing it. I was like, did that, and I was like, oh shit. This was like the best playing and sounding guitar I've ever heard in my life. And it was not cheap, but I could afford it. I mean, it hurt, but I could afford it. So I've got this theory that, you know, if you, and I think this applies to everything, especially like, you know, if you're going to go out and buy a refrigerator or a washing machine or something else, you know, that you use every day, if you're spending the money, I mean, if you're going to buy something, you should get exactly what you want if you can afford it, even if it is a bit more than you would like to spend. Because if you get the thing that, I mean, if you get something and you go cheap and you find out that it annoys you every day, I don't care how much money you spent, or how much money you saved, you didn't save nothing because you're annoyed all the time, and that's just ridiculous. So I'm perfectly willing to spend a little bit more time, more money on something that's going to make me happy. And so that's what this guitar was. And the neck is actually works for me too, which I was surprised, because a lot of the Martins, a lot of the modern Martins, the necks don't work for me. I have some joint problems. I don't know what it is. I'm old, you know. Stuff stops working after a while. So anyway, I had problems with that with other guitars, and so yeah, I hadn't really seriously considered a Martin, but then this one came along and I played it and I was like, you know, that's a good neck. It's different, but it works. And so that's the main thing. And I'm pretty happy with this thing. So. Yeah, I'm in love. Hope that sounds anywhere near as good on the recorder as it does to my ear. It probably doesn't. Seems like it never really translates. You know, some of the enjoyment of playing guitar is just how the guitar resonates against you. It's like a whole body experience. And so, if you're a guitar player, you know what I'm talking about. There's just something. You pick it up and you go, ah, yeah. Oops. Anyway, I thought maybe I'd talk a little bit about watches. I've got a whole bunch of watches here. Just kind of, I've got part of my collection laid out here on my work table, and got my Citizen. What is this? WR 1100, WR 1000. I can never remember the numbers. Oh, it's WR 200. Yeah, I think that's WR 200. Fun. And my Omega Seamaster, of course, classic and probably the most prestigious watch that I have, and I love it. I wear it an awful lot. My current one that gets the most wrist time, even though it's kind of a big beast, is my Oris Aquis. This thing, I think this is the first version. Is that right, or the second version? I can't remember. It's got the anyway, whatever it is. Anyway, so it's big and chunky, but I feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger when I wear it, and so I love it. There's something, my Glycine Airman. I actually have shown that to you before, and my Ball Fireman Nightbreaker, which I wear probably not enough. I find that I'm really kind of a dive watch guy, so I just enjoy that. My Anordain Model 1, which they've just released the Anordain Model 1 Mark II. I think they're just calling it a Mark, just a Model 1, but it shouldn't actually be just the Model 1, because this is the Model 1, and it was a there was a limited, it was supposed to be limited to 300, which, well, I already done a video about that. So anyway, the new Model 1 looks pretty good, though. Looks like they made some nice improvements on it. So I'd kind of like to see one. I was really hoping, I had my darn hotel all booked and everything else for the Worn and Wound, the Wind Up Watch Fair in San Francisco this year, which was happening at the end of the month, in March 27th, I think. And that got canceled, of course, due to the whole thing here, the whole virusy thing. So anyway, I'm not going to be able to see that in the metal. And I was hoping to be able to meet some of the people that I've been corresponding with and stuff, from Anordain, the company themselves. Just great, awesome people. So fun. And so helpful. They offered to help me and gave me good advice and stuff. They didn't have to do that. I'm just nobody. But I bought one of their watches and I love it, and they're great people. So, can't say too much about that. Certina DS Action Diver, 80-hour power reserve. Also got a video on that. I'm loving that. It's, that's good stuff. I wear that quite a bit. And a lot of people that I talk to, I think that's probably the watch that I've gotten by far the most feedback from people on, is just because it's such an awesome watch for a good price. So can't hardly beat that. There's my Citizen, whatever the heck this is. It's a cheapo, but it's really nice, and it looks awesome on a rally strap. And it's nice and thin. It weighs almost nothing. It's titanium, but it's real tough. It hasn't gotten any scratches or anything else in all this time that I've worn it. And it's a quartz, but what the heck? Quartz is handy sometimes when you're rolling out the door and you're like, crap, I don't have time to set my watch. I just grab a quartz. So there you are. Let's see, my Icopod. It's I think the Chronopod. Also quartz, but very interesting. Looks like a spaceship. Very strange. I keep intending to do a video on that, but sometimes I just run out of time to do all of the things that I want to do. So I apologize to that. I really intended to do more. And once this whole virus thing lets loose of us, I'll probably get retired. And then I can spend a lot more time making really good content. I want to make as good a content as possible. This particular video accepted, maybe. But anyway, that's plans for the future. So we'll just keep that going. I've also got this wonderful old Chopard. pocket watch that I intend to service and get going back. It cost me a whole $15, and it's all a pretty darn fancy and sweet looking thing. Oops, clank. It's got some, you probably can't see it from there, but some really nice movement and everything else. Oh, by the way, I'm really hoping, I can't tell from this distance whether I'm in focus, so I hope I'm in focus, and if I'm not, sorry about that. I'm doing the best I can here. So anyway, I guess that's probably good for today. I don't really have anything else to talk about, and maybe that gives you something to enjoy and take off, cut a little bit of the boredom out of your day. Just occurred to me, maybe I should try to play this for you. I am starting to write a song for the times in the life, life here in the times of the virus or something. I don't know. There ought to be a good title in there somewhere, but. There. Yeah. If you have a good title for that, leave a message. Put it down in the messages downstairs. They're not called messages. What is it? Comments. Leave that in the comments section if you come up with a good title for my song. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and let's just keep fighting the boredom and staying home and doing the right thing and protecting all of our friends and loved ones and everybody else's friends and loved ones. And my heart goes out to all the people who are affected by this. I hope we can just get through it without, with a minimum of hassle and trouble. So, God bless.